Welcome to The Thinking Chamber. Here, we break down the world, one serious question at a time. Today we're asking, what if the Human Rights Act 1998 was repealed? Now let's think about that clearly, calmly, and honestly. What would you do if one day the law no longer protected you? Not because you did something wrong, not because you were guilty, but simply because your rights weren't a priority anymore. This is not a question for the future. It's a debate happening now. Some call the Human Rights Act a shield. Others call it a problem. But before we take sides, we need to ask, what does this law really do? And what happens if it disappears? Now let's see what the Human Rights Act is in simple terms. The Human Rights Act is a UK law passed in 1998. It takes a list of basic rights agreed after World War II by countries across Europe, and makes them a part of British law. It means that if your rights are violated, you don't have to wait years or fly across borders. You can just go to a UK court right here, right now. It protects things like the right to life, the right to be treated with dignity, the right to a fair trial, the right not to be tortured, the right to speak freely, and the right to live your life privately. You don't have to earn these rights. You don't get them only if you behave well. You have them because you're human, and that's the point. Now, why do some people want to repeal it? Some say that the Human Rights Act goes too far, that it lets judges block government decisions, that it delays deportations, that it gives criminals more protection than victims, and that a foreign court in Strasbourg has too much influence on UK law. They argue that Britain should write its own version, a British Bill of Rights, one that reflects British values and priorities. It sounds simple, even patriotic, but behind that idea is a dangerous question. Who decides what rights we're allowed to keep? Now, what happens if it's repealed? If the Human Rights Act is taken away, your rights don't disappear. Not at first. The UK would still be signed up to the European Convention, unless it withdraws, but enforcing those rights would become much harder. Without the Act, you couldn't use UK courts to protect your rights. You'd have to go to a European court, which can take years. UK judges wouldn't have to read laws in a way that respects your rights. Politicians wouldn't have to check if new laws break human rights rules. That's not theory. That's power, quietly shifting away from you. This law has helped real people in real situations. Women escaping domestic violence, families fighting unfair deportation, disabled people challenging cruel policies, journalists protecting their sources, and children kept in unsafe conditions. Now, you might never need it, but one day, if you do need it, and it's gone, who will speak for you? Again, rights don't matter when things are easy. They matter when everything goes wrong. Now let's think about the bigger risks. The Human Rights Act is built into Scottish and Northern Irish law. Repealing it could damage trust and even violate peace agreements. It could also harm the UK's voice in the world. If we weaken rights at home, how can we defend them abroad? And once we start saying some people don't deserve rights, where does that end? Can reform ever be a good thing? Yes, reform isn't always bad. The law should grow, it should improve, and it should be flexible. But replacing the act isn't just a legal decision. It's a moral one. A new law, the British Bill of Rights, might keep some protections, but not with the same reach, strength, or fairness that the Human Rights Act currently offers. The Human Rights Act protects everyone, no matter who they are, where they come from, or what they believe. And that matters. The Human Rights Act is not perfect, but it is a promise that your dignity is not a gift from the government. It's a right you were born with. To take it away is not just to change a law, it's to change the balance between people and power. Because when rights are taken away, it doesn't happen with loud alarms. It happens quietly, piece by piece, until one day you need them and they're no longer there. If this gave you something to think about, like the video. Leave a comment and tell me what you think. Should the Human Rights Act be changed or protected? If you want more calm, clear explainers on law, politics, and the world we live in, subscribe to The Thinking Chamber. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.